Hey folks, welcome back to the channel, your home for all content, Lord of the Rings home. We have a little small update for us today. It's about Chapter 4 of the raid, which we know is going to be coming sometime in October. It's actually kind of a lot coming in October, I think, or at least maybe not in October, but coming up soon. Elrond Return is going to be coming up soon, right? We've got the Return of the Arwen, Eladin Marquise. We know another legendary is probably coming soon, definitely before the end of the year, and a bunch of shadow characters, including a large shadow character before the end of the year. So, this article is like a anticipatory Chapter 4 article. It doesn't give hard details, but it gives you, it's like a hype article, I guess is the way to say it. But I want to go through it because it, bolds some words and points some things out, and I think I can say I was actually kind of right about what I was predicting is going to happen for Chapter 4, but let's get into that. Let's just read it. Greetings, Ring Bearers. Coming to the Lord of the Rings, Heroes of Middle-earth is the final chapter of the Mines of Moria raid. Chapter 4 awaits you. A Shadow and a Flame is anticipated to arrive in mid to late October. They've been pretty timely about the raid chapters coming out, so I anticipate that it's going to be coming when they say it will be. On the brink of capture, our heroes find themselves confused as the orcs hastily sprint back into the darkness of the mines. What could cause them to disengage from battle despite being so close to victory? Suddenly it becomes clear. From the depths of darkness emerges the Balrog, an ancient creature of immense power and terror. His fiery, malevolent whip crackles as our heroes stand in awe and despair. This definitely reminds me of the scenes from the movie where they're kind of surrounded on all sides by orcs, right? And then you can see the Balrog kind of light up the back of the hallway of the Mines of Moria, and then, they all scatter, which is pretty cool. How will our heroes handle the searing flames from this beast as they burn through their defenses? Are our heroes prepared for the creeping shadow that blinds their attacks, shrouding the Balrog from harm? Okay, so this is what I was talking about. I did a whole video, essentially, where I took a look at Gandalf the Grey's kit, right? I said, oh, all of his skills kind of fit into a chapter somewhere. Let me just increase the mag here. All of his skills kind of fit into a chapter somewhere, like they have an obvious use case, except for this one, his special one here. And I was like, this is useful, yes, but not, doesn't make complete sense, right? So, Mithrandir's Light, his special one, grants Eagle Eye for 2 turns to 3 random Fellowship squad members and 1 turn for all other squad members. Grant protection for 2 turns to 3 Fellowship squad members, 1 turn for all other squad members. And then when he's got his Duna, You Cannot Pass, cleanses all Banes, heals all light squad members for 80% of this character's health. Right. So I was like, what do we need the Eagle Eye for? What do we need the protection for? And then now that we have Lord Balin's kit, where his leadership ability specifically gives Eagle Eye to dwarves and protection to elves, we can see that that is what's going to be the case here. So from the concept art they gave us, it seemed like the Balrog had a normal form, a flame form, and a shadow form. So the flame form seems to be some sort of attack-oriented form of the Balrog, where you're going to need high armor. It says burn here, but I do not think it's going to... It might also cause the Bane burn, but I think there's also something more to it. In one of Tana's more recent videos on a data mine, he found something called Incinerate. And the reason I'm saying that is because they specifically mention protection, which is really just giving your characters armor. And burn, I think, is just a % health-based attack. So this Incinerate might have something to do with lowering armor or something like that. But the Eagle Eye is obviously for the blinds, which is for the 3rd form of the Balrog, his shadow form, right? So it doesn't matter if you get blinded, you can still attack him. Wow. Okay. Fear not, Ring Bearers, for Lord Balin of Moria will heed the call. The visitor from a shadow timeline has the Eagle Eye vision to pierce through the shadow and challenge this indomitable foe. That's specifically for dwarves, though. Bringing together dwarves and elves in unlikely alliance, Lord Balin will cleanse his squad of danger and protect the halls of Khazad-dûm. What can you expect from facing down the feared Durin's Bane, where you can find more information that will spark inspiration for your squad? Stay tuned for our deep dive article on Chapter 4 of the Mines of Moria raid coming shortly. So, calls out Cleanse, calls out Eagle Eye, It says burn here, but I do think there's going to be some sort of armor equivalent that you need, which is also why Lord Balin is going to be good, because he's giving armor to his team via his leadership ability. This is interesting. They're now specifically calling out Lord Balin and his squad for doing well in Chapter 4 of the raid. I think a lot of people are keen on putting Legolas and Gimli with Lord Balin, and then plus Lord Balin's elf friends, the Sylvan brothers, right? Orphem and Rumil. I think that's a good idea, but then what's going to happen once people start to unlock Gandalf? Who do you sub in there? Very curious about what's going to happen there. I am going to make a Lord Balin and Dwarf sort of recap video sometime either this week or next week, kind of going over what I think of him, what I think of the bug fixes, where dwarves are now. So stay tuned for that. But I just wanted to get this video out, show, hey, we actually correctly predicted based on Gandalf's skill and some of the concept art exactly what the Balrog was going to entail in terms of the 3 different phases and what you're going to need in terms of teams. Rangers might be a good shout here in the final chapter, right? It's still going to be rough because you probably still want Eladin and Elrahir to be on your Rivendell team, just because, you know, that's a team that's got a lot of sustain, it's got revives, it's got cleanses, fortitude, immunity, that all that good stuff, right? Well, I'm very curious as to how this is all going to work out. I'm very much looking forward to getting a deeper dive article on the Chapter 4 of the Mines of Moria raid. This is just a little bit hype, I would say. And we should be expecting it probably very soon here, right? Less than a month. Very excited for that. That's all from me. Thanks for watching. Take it easy.